Hi students, in this video our topic is about rotational axis of symmetry Cn or proper axis of symmetry. It is one of the symmetry element. Now let's see what is rotational axis of symmetry. An imaginary axis passing through the molecule. It is an imaginary axis passing through the molecule. This axis is just imaginary. And next, rotation about with which by some angle theta generates equivalent orientation. We already know that what is equivalent orientation of the molecule is called as rotational axis of symmetry. See here, you should remember that it is an imaginary axis. We should imagine this axis. It is passing through the molecule. It is passing through the molecule like symmetrically. That means it cuts the molecule into two same equal halves. That is symmetrically. An imaginary axis passing through the molecule symmetrically, rotation about which by some angle theta generates equivalent orientation. It is called as rotational axis of symmetry or proper rotation. By taking examples, we can understand it better. See, here it is represented by Cn axis. Here Cn may be defined as n is equals to 360 by theta. Here theta is equals to symmetry angle and n is equals to number of times the molecule is rotated to reach its original configuration. See here, let's take the example of our H2O molecule. Here are the H and it is the oxygen. So it is the Z axis. Here you should remember that it is the imaginary axis. We are drawing this imaginary axis on this molecule on the Z axis and rotating the molecule. While rotating the molecule, that is theta is equals to 180 degree. What is theta? Symmetry angle. Here theta is equals to 180 degree. Let's label it as A and label it as B. It is the first structure. And while after we rotate this molecule by 180 degree, we will obtain a configuration like this. Here this is rotated like this. This oxygen is rotated like this. So this HB will come this side and this HA will come this side. So the next structure will become like 0. Here HB will come and here is the HA and here is Z axis. Again rotating the molecule by theta is equals to 180 degree. Again rotate the molecule. What will happen here? If you rotate the molecule like this, this will come this side and this will come this side. So again we'll obtain HA, HB like this. See, here it is the original configuration. It is equivalent or indistinguishable. It is identical. We already know that what is the differences between the original, equivalent and identical. configurations in our previous video. If you did not watch it, please watch the video. I'll try to explain it more clearly by taking examples. So consider first water molecule. This is the water molecule. So we are passing the axis here. We are passing the axis. You may think that I can pass the axis here like that. It is not possible. In the definition only we have learned that it is the imaginary axis which divides the molecule symmetrically. That means the first all and the second all should be identical to each other. See, this off and this off is identical to each other. So in this imaginary plane must cut the molecule into two equal alls. That means two equal alls, those are similar to each other. So it is similar and it is also similar. There is no difference between these two structures. They are cutted equally. So it is the Z axis. By the definition we have seen that imaginary axis passing through the molecule symmetrically. Here the imaginary axis is passing through the molecule which divides the molecule symmetrically into two equal alls. Here now let's carry out the rotation. That is theta is equals to 180 degree. Here what is theta? It is the symmetry angle. Theta is equals to 180 degree. Here rotation about with which by some angle theta generates equivalent orientation. So now we have rotated the molecule, theta is equals to 180 degree. What happens means when you rotate this axis, that is Z axis, like this H2, sorry, I have to label this is HA and this HB. This HB will come this side and this HA will come this side. When you rotate the molecule axis, Z axis, like this HB will come this side and this HA will come this side. So we have to write here, that is HB is here and HA is here and it is the Z axis. Now it is the original configuration, whereas it is the equivalent configuration. If I did not label it as A and B, you will get confused that the original configuration and the equivalent configuration will be the same. But it's not same, students. I have labeled it mentally only but not physically. If I did not label this, you will think this original and equivalent configurations are same. But it is not same. Here in the HA place, here is HB, and here in the HB place, here is the HA, like that. So next we have to obtain a original configuration. This configuration again up to which this rotational axis of symmetry is carried out. So theta is equals to again 180 degree. Rotation is carried out. While rotating this again by 180 degree, this HA will come this side and this HB will come this side. So here HA will come and here is the HB will come. This is equals to the original configuration. So we can name it as identical or original configuration. Here the rotational axis of symmetry is carried out until an identical or original configuration is reached. So you are thinking, why have rotated the molecule by 180 degree? We can rotate 190 degree, 120 degree, like that. But before carrying out these operations, we have to have the preliminary knowledge of the shapes to rotate the molecule. See, if I rotate this molecule by 90 degree, this you should purely imagination, it is purely imagination, you should imagine. You see, if you rotate the molecule by 90 degree, this HA will come this side and this HB will go back side. So the place where we have started a molecule to rotate, it should not be vacant here. If you are rotating here, we have started the rotation from here, this molecule or this atom or any other atom should fill this place. These places should not be vacant. And if we stop at 90 degree, means what will happen means we will obtain a new configuration. The new configuration will not be should not be obtained. We should obtain only equivalent or identical configurations only. This is a very important point. If we rotate by 90 degree, this will come this side and this will go back side, this will come front side. So it will become like we'll obtain a new configuration. So this HM molecule where we have started rotation, this atom will become vacant and this HP also become vacant. It should not become vacant. We should not obtain a new configuration. Only equivalent or identical configurations only valid for the rotation, proper rotation. See, by considering this molecule, we have understood that imaginary axis is passed through a molecule. That means it cuts the molecule into two equal alls, two similar alls, and we have rotated by some angle theta is equals to 180 degree. By rotating, we have got a equivalent configuration, and after rotating theta is equals to 180 degree, we have got the same identical configuration of the first one. Please remember that while rotating a molecule, don't leave the atom vacant from the position with which it was rotated. If it was rotated from this atom, this place should not be vacant. See here, I will give a simple trick. The trick is number of atoms changing the position is equals to the axis of the molecule. So we know that one formula, that is axis, that is the n is equals to 360 by theta. N is equals to 360 by theta. Our angle is 180 degree, that is 180 degree. We will get it as 2. N is equals to 2. Here is it is the C2 axis. By looking at the molecule, you can easily say which axis it is having. See here, we are rotating the O atom here. So how many atoms are changing the position? Only these hydrogen atoms are changing the position. So by seeing the molecule only, we can say that it is having C2 axis like this. No need to calculate this all, but by seeing the molecule, we can say that how many number of atoms changing the position is equals to axis of the molecule. So by calculating we have got it is C2 axis. No need to calculate. By seeing this molecule only, we can see that how many atoms are changing the positions. Here H2O is rotating like this, and this H and HB or these two hydrogens are changing their positions. No, so it is the axis of molecule, that is n is equals to 2. It is C1 and it is C2 operation. Let's move on to the second example, that is NH3 molecule. I hope you understood the H2O molecule very well. If you did not understand it, please comment. I'll try to explain it once again. This is having the shape trigonal pyramidal. So NH3 molecule can be represented by two configurations. See, here is the N. See here, it is the A configuration and it is B configuration. For convenience, we can take this structure. To carry out any operation, we should have idea about the shapes of the molecules. So NH3 molecule, we will take this second B structure as an example. See here, it is N. I will represent as like this. Here it is the axis which cuts the molecule into two equal alls. Here we have passed the imaginary axis. Now we should rotate the molecule. See here, rotating the molecule. Say theta is equals to 180 degree. So we can label it as H1, H2 and H3. See here, it is N. We have rotated the molecule. Now this HA will come this side, and this H2 will come this side, and this H3 will go that side. So in the position of HA is coming to H2 position. So in the position of H2, what is coming here? H1. In the position of H2, it is rotated like this. So it is rotating like this. So this will come this side, this will come this side, and this will come this side. So here this will come this side, so it will become H2, and this will come this side, so it is H3. It is the equivalent configuration. Next, again by rotating 120 degree, now this H3 will come this side, and this one will go this side. So again rotated by 120 degree. Next, this H3 will come on the H1 place, and in the H2 place H1 will come, and here it is H2. And again rotating it by, it is also equivalent configuration. That means it is not similar to the original configuration. In the original configuration it is H1, and here it is H2. So by rotating again by theta is equals to 120 degree, again rotate it, so this will come this side, this will come this side, and this will go that side. So in HA, in the place of H2, what will come, students? H1. And in the position of H3, H2 will come, and in the position of H1, H3 will come. Now compare these two. These two structures are similar to each other. In the place of H1, H1, H2, 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 H3, H3. So it is the identical configuration. We have to carry the rotational operation up to we will obtain a versional configuration. So now we have obtained a versional configuration. This is C1, C2 and C3. So we have to remember that we know that one trick, number of atoms or rotating is equals to the axis of the molecule. See here how many number of atoms are changing their position, that is 3 hydrogen atoms are changing their position. So it is C3 axis. Axis of the molecule is C3, C1, C2, C3. See, n is equals to 360 by theta. Here n is equals to 360 by how much? 120. We will get n is equals to 3. It is C3 axis of symmetry. If we perform C3 operations, we will obtain an identical configuration that is equivalent to the first one. I have said this trick, number of atoms changing the position is equals to axis of that molecule. It is not applicable for the linear molecules. Example is CO2 and HCl or the linear molecules. This cannot be possible for the linear molecules. And the important point is, if n is equals to 2, it is two-fold axis of symmetry. If n is equals to 3, it is a three-fold axis of symmetry. That is three-fold axis of symmetry, like that. Now there are two types of rotational axis, that is principal rotational axis or simple or secondary or subsidiary rotational axis. We can see that it is more interesting. The two types of rotational axis are principal axis, and the second one is secondary or subsidiary axis. See here, principal rotational axis means this n should be highest. This is also called as highest fold symmetry. Highest fold of symmetry. C4, C5, C6. Which is highest in this? It is C6. So it is the principal axis. So highest fold of symmetry is the principal axis. In the secondary axis, it is also called as simple or subsidiary rotational axes. These may be often C2 axes which are less than the principal axis. C2 means here the number which here n is equals to highest number. For the principal axis n should be highest, and other axes are present in the molecule that are secondary axis that are lower number than the principal axis. Now let's take example and I'll explain this. Let's take the example of BF3 molecule. In the BF3 molecule, first it is trigonal planar. That means all the atoms are present on the plane of the paper, on the plane only. That means here if the B atom present means the other atoms are present on the plane of the paper only, like that. See, in the BF3 molecule it is trigonal planar. See, let's consider it. Here is the B and these are BF3. It is, let's name it as 1, 2, 3. Here the angle theta is equals to 120 degree. So by rotating 120 degree, here the axis is passed and it divides the molecule symmetrically, taking the angle theta is equals to 120 degree. So this F1 will come this side, this F2 will go this side. So rotate it like this. If you rotate, here in the this F1 will come on this side, so it will become F1. This F2 will come this side, so it will become F2, and this F3 will go upper side. It is a C1 operation is done. We have got a equivalent configuration, that is 1, 2. While theta is equals to 120 degree, again rotate it. Then we will obtain in B here F2, and in the place of F1 we will obtain F3, and in the place of F2 we will get F1. So it is also not original configuration. No. Now let's take another. It is C2, and the C3 operation is carried out in the position of F2. Again, if we rotate means in the position of if F1 will come this side, on rotating it will become F1, and F2 will come this side, and this F3 will come this side. See, here we have obtained the original or identical configuration for C3. Now we know that formula, n is equals to 360 by theta. N is equals to 360 degree by 120 degree, that is n is equals to 3, that is C3 axis. By looking into the molecule, by applying our trick, we can easily say that number of atoms changing their positions is equals to 3, 1, 2, 3. So it is C3 axis only. No need to calculate this, except for a linear molecule. We have generated a C3 axis here. But there are another axes which are present in the molecule. Not only this axis, there is it is here n is equals to 3, no? Here let's take the BF3 molecule again. It is F2, F3 and F1. See here, we are passing the axis like this. Imaginary axis that cuts the molecule into two equal halves. It is, see here, and rotate the molecule by 180 degree. See here, B atom and 1 F atom are kept constant here. Kept constant means they are not changing their position, they are rotating on their own axis. If they are rotating like this, what will happen, students? By rotating 180 degree, this F2 will come this side, and if this F3 will go that side. Just this B and F1 are not changing their position. So B and F1 are not changing their positions. These F3 will come this side, and this F2 will come this side, like this. Now it is the axis possessed by the molecule. By rotating one of the B atom and one F atom on its own axis, this F2 will come this side, and this F3 will go that side. So imagine if we pass this axis like this, just remove this axis, and if we pass this axis like this, if you are keeping this one B atom and F3 rotating their in their own axis, this F2 will go this side and this F1 will come this side. And next, in this axis, if we rotate one of the B atom and F2 atom like this, this F1 will come this side and this F3 will go that side. So by applying formula, we know that 360 by theta, that is n is equals to 360 degree by, it is 180, it is n is equals to 2. That means C2 axis. We know that B and F1 are rotating on their own axis, but what are changing their position, students? F2 and F3 atoms are changing. So it is, how many atoms are changing their positions means 2. So C2 axis. So how many C2 axes are there? 3 C2 axes are there. If you rotate this molecule on their own axis, this two will rotate, and if we pass the imaginary line this two will rotate, and if we pass the imaginary line like this two will rotate. So there are three C2 operations, 3 C2 axis. Now we have seen that in this BF3 we have got n is equals to 3, that is C3 operation is in the BF3 molecule. So C3 is greater than C2. So here C3 is the principal axis, whereas the C2 is the secondary axis. It is not possible in the H2O and NH3 molecule. Know that principal axis means highest fold of axis. So here BF3 molecule is having the highest symmetry, that is C3, and the subsidiary symmetry C2. It is the difference between the principal and subsidiary axis. Now let's take another example to make you understand it better. Now let's take the example of, now let us draw the structure of NiCN4, that is Ni. Let's name it as CN1, CN2, CN3 and CN4. See here theta is equals to 90 degree, and we should pass the axis perpendicular to the Ni atom like this. Perpendicular to this z axis is perpendicular to the Ni atom, and rotating the molecule. If you rotate the molecule, the CN1 will come in the position of CN2, CN2 will come in the position of CN3, and this will come in the position of this one, like that. So let's draw one of the structure, one of the configuration, that is CN1 will come this side, CN2 will come this side, CN3 will come this side, and it is the CN4. It is the structure. We know that formula, that is n is equals to 360 by 90. That is, we will get n is equals to 4. That means after C4 operations, we will get the original configuration of this NiCN4 again. It is also same for the PTCl4 2 minus also. Now n is equals to 4, that is C4 axis of symmetry. By seeing, we can say that there are 4 atoms changing their positions, so it is C4 like this. Now let's see the secondary axis of symmetry for this. See here, once again I will write it. It is a CN1, CN2, CN3 and CN4. Here you can see, if I pass the imaginary axis, it is dividing the molecule into 2 equal halves. See here, these are kept constant. That means they are only revolving around their own axis. They are not changing their positions. But if I rotate like this, that is in theta is equals to 180 degree. if I rotate this CN3 will come this side and this CN1 will come this side if I rotate this, but these three will not change their positions. That means these are the center of gravities. Here this CN3 will come this side and this CN1 will come this side. And if I pass the axis like this, what happens means, if I rotate it by 180 degree, this one will come this side and this one will go that side. And if I pass the axis like this means also, and if I pass the axis like this also, there are 4 C2 operations are done here. That means n is equals to 360 degree by how much? 180 degree. That means n is equals to 2. How many axes of symmetry I am passing here? How many imaginary axes? That is 4. 4 C2 are possible for NiCN4. Here is another trick to remember this. If the principal axis Cn is a principal axis, see here, it will contain n C2 axis or 0 C2. That means if C3 is the principal axis means principal axis means it will consist of 3 C2 only. Here n is 3, so 3 C2 or 0 C2. If here we have got C4, that means we will get 4 C2 or 0 C2. Here we have got what? 4 C2. It is another trick to remember this. This is about NiCN4. Here n is equals to 4, whereas in this C2 n is equals to 2. Between 4 and 2, which is greater? That is 4 is greater. So C4 is the principal axis, whereas this 2 is secondary axis of symmetry. This is the molecule I have taken to differentiate between the principal axis and secondary axis. You can take it for PTCl for 2- also. Remember these tricks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and share my videos.